Ball Pro and Nubius. What do we see? Level 1? Are we going to get some pink wards into the pink brushes? Or are we just going to just hold out for this one?
Well, we could if either team bought any pink wards. So no pink wards coming out into either of the now designated pink brush. Just we may have an early totem or two being dropped, but I don't exactly foresee it happening. But what we do see, what I might be expecting, is Thresh Vayne going into the top lane for lane swap, but it was already spotted out by Dr. Mundo, so Lion, oh actually excuse me, Lawpro being on the blue side this time around, my apologies. Mundo already heading down to the bot lane. So I think we have Nezreal and Seiya just waiting around trying to see if they can spot anything out to get a tip as to what lane they should approach.
It's really interesting to see because what is it? Lyon took a really different approach in this game. Actually stand out, try to get some roam in. In the first two games we saw them just bunch up. First game didn't actually go in and invade. Second game they got
delayed
out
invade.
and then late invade.
The ward does not even go in the bush, so Nezreal being forced to use a regular green ward. But luckily enough, Lawpro dropped the ward in the plantain bush just north of the red lizard. And by being spotted out, Lion realized, yeah, they spotted us at some point, so we're just going to back off and go back to lane. It's going to delay Heaven time a little bit, but not much of anything's going to be done because he did start at his own blue without any assistance, I believe.
Yeah, and Hots are actually going to take away the experience, I would believe, for Heaven Time so that he can get level 2 a little bit faster, a little bit easier for himself. And you see Hunter going to share that one up, and they're actually going to take the big Wraith, so lots of gold going back over him. The 2v1 lanes are set, although Wallvalley wants to back away. Are they going for the switch?
They do most definitely want to switch. It seems like Lawpro are very confident in Lawpally's poking capability as well as LOD's Ezreal. I mean, game one, incredibly strong, pretty much won them the game. So I'm not going to question that decision, even if Sona, after being hooked by a Thresh, could be instantly blown up.
That is the worrisome problem, especially in the early game. Where Thresh is a little bit more king than Sona. I mean, the healthiest in there. They're already taking a lot of damage. Gonna get poked out. Gets the light bar on. The Knight is not going to be enough. The Yak now going to come in, try to return that kill. Unfortunately, not going to be enough damage coming out from either Pierce, and Jackie going to be able to just save away. Doesn't have Ignite. Yuri going to be down a flash.
Well, Yuri flash being blown, but at the same time, Nijaki's flash was blown on top of that. And I have to say, in terms of between the battle of the two mid laners, with a beautiful Flay Pally being forced to blow his flash due to a hook from Nezreal, but Seiya getting terribly low.
Yeah, Sarah just needs one more shot in. Barry gonna be up. Ignite gonna be down on that vault, and LOD is gonna try to back away from this one. Flash will be used in with the first blood, first kill coming up to Low Valley.
And he actually got the kill right at the 4-minute mark, so the 400 gold actually went through. Perfectly timed. If Vayne went down, granted it would have been 280 gold to LOD very easily, but now Low Pally, extra 400 gold in his pocket, will get that Sona snowballing. I mean, that's not something you generally hear very often, but Low Pally and his Sona, you saw it in game 1, and a snowballed Sona is going to be fairly dangerous.
I mean, if you can get the Talisman Ascension a lot earlier, and you can make plays in the sense that you can get some movement speed onto Heaven Time or Jackie to close the distance onto a kill, it's going to be really perfect. And with Low Pally picking up that gold, we'll actually see if they are going to build into an early Talisman Ascension, or it's just going to keep on building wards and just work out as they, yeah, no, he picks up the coin upgrade and going to try to get that early coin.
So now, just before we saw little engagement, I was making mention of Ziggs losing his flash. And Ziggs losing his flash isn't exactly the biggest deal in the world because he does have the satchel charge, assuming he doesn't use it offensively, as a form of escape. On the other hand, Nijaki blew his flash, and he has no way of escaping. It's a rather old kit, right? Likes to put escapes on pretty much everyone now.
So yeah,
beautiful light binding.
are going to be getting in, but the light binding is going to hit up. The damage is going to be going down, and Theak should be going down from this one. One more auto attack coming in. Heaven Time with the
Repel.
axe. Wow, the repel is going to be able to get away, but the Recent Singularity are going to be able to pick up one. Now Uri going to be in trouble, getting hit by the proc. Shield is going to be enough to save him out, but Uri gonna be taken low.
Alright, so we have Eri with early double Dorans. On the other hand, Nijaki going one Doran's Ring, no Magic Mantle. And that's going to be turned into Chalice for Harmony. Seiya, though, eating so much poke damage between Low Pally and LOD, and that's exactly why they want to go for that lane swap.
Yeah, and Seiya's taking a lot of damage, and on top of that, Low Pally still has heal. There's barrier up on LOD. There's 4 members about to rotate in the bottom, but with that ward being set, well, Time and Jackie don't want to actually rotate that down. So we're going to see them just reset the lane, and Thiak could possibly go in for this engagement at bottom, but such beautiful ward coverage coming out from Team Lowpro, having pretty much every entrance warded out.
Yeah, they want to make sure that Thiak does not get those early ganks, but walking through a ward in this bottom lane bush, with LOD and Low Pally backing off like that, that's a telltale sign for Thiak to go back to base. But he did see that ward just time out, so he's going to walk back. There's a little bit of a delay in terms of leftover vision from a ward dying. So, oh wow, Hanser though.
Yeah, Porky just gonna get dominated over there. Dominus gonna be popped in, and the damage gonna be enough. Ignite, plus the overall damage from Dominus was enough for Porky to pick up that kill. And this is kind of reminiscent of game number 1. Top lane doing really well. Mid lane kind of even at the moment, but LOD / Lowpro are carrying that bottom lane really, really well.
Alright, so in terms of gold lead, only 500 gold in favor of Lowpro, so nothing too crazy. But this time around, Lowpro getting the wards down onto Lyon's buff, so might we see an attempted steal from Nijaki?
We'll see. Jackie wants to snipe it out with the final spark. Can't say the actual other name of that one, but we do see Thiak just gonna clear that one up, pick up the blue buff for himself, and we're gonna see everybody else just go on their way. Thiak, and at level 5, he is somewhat aggressive jungler, trying to get in the ganks a lot of the times. This time he's farming it up, and maybe he's gonna go straight away from the tankiness build into the damage build, like at the end of the whole game. We'll see if Thiak wants to change the one up, but overall, still going for the same Spirit Ancient Golem, try to go for the tankiness.
Alright, so we almost have a mirror of builds between 280 carries, but Vayne is going to be taking those 2 long swords, more likely than not going into a Blade of the Ruined King. But I believe LOD is going to build that into a Vampiric Scepter, which will transition to a Bloodthirster, and then that other longsword should be going into a Trinity Force. That's kind of the build he leans toward more often than not. He likes to change it up here and there, but the safe Ezreal build been working since, I believe, Ezreal was released, has been Bloodthirster, Trinity Force, depending on the order, depending on preference, how hard you might be snowballing. Trinity Force is a snowball item, Bloodthirster is more of a safe item. And then in turn, Last Whisper, maybe a static shift tossed in there. We've even seen a Blade of the Ruined King come in, even after a Bloodthirster.
We could also see the CDR build coming in play as well for LOD, although I don't think it would really proc off too well, so I'm probably leaning towards more to where you were going at with the Bloodthirster Trinity Force, and we'll see how LOD wants to play that one out. So right now, just poke it in, LOD, poke it out with them. Thiak gonna try to come in from the lane. Now he's actually going to try to go from the side, and again, the ward's being prevalent on the map. Lowpro will be able to spot that one out and back away if need be.
Now I want to talk about jungler items because I was watching some solo queue for North American scene today, and something I've noticed that's really starting to become more prevalent once again. It came back and it was a very popular thing to do at the end of Season 3, and that was to build, just to grab 2 Doran's Blades on junglers for early game, and like grab a machete and maybe sit on it, but more times than not really focus on the machete items. And I haven't seen it quite yet. I've seen it several times on Jungle Olaf. I think Lyon did it last night.
Seiya gonna get caught in from the crescendo, great job by LOH, but now Seiya gonna go aggressive, have the time waiting out from the bush, and the Lancer gonna be able to pull him out. We're gonna see the re-engage possibly. I mean, Seiya's still kind of poking his head around. You see Heaven Time just gonna show his face, and yeah, gonna just rotate as well. 3 on 3 right now. There's Zol looking for the hook. We do have a crescendo down, and LOD doesn't have the true shot barrage as well. So a big amount of damage bursts that come out from Lowpro not there. So they're pushing pretty precariously, but Thiak can poke in. Everybody else actually backing away. This might turn into an interesting fight over at the bot lane.
Bird, I'm just wondering how Seiya managed to get the timing of that flash off without getting hit by the True Shot Barrage. I would have sworn that the animation of True Shot Barrage was already halfway, if not 3/4 of the way through that vein, but somehow avoiding that damage.
The micromanagement. Man, Seiya's the king at that one. He might be another Marine King, but we'll see that for another day. Seiya right now, going to go back in. Bilgewater Cutlass is up 63 to 94 on the CS score though, and LD Heaven Time and Wolf Alley gonna be able to take over the first turret.
First tower, as you mentioned, going in favor of Lol Pro. I don't exactly expect him to edge over to the dragon quite yet. There is a pink ward in the pink bush. Actually, there's one in each this time around. So apparently, if you are Lol Pro and you are on blue side, you're gonna be throwing a pink ward in one of those bushes at some point during the game.
Did he get caught out by the light button? No, actually gonna miss off Viak. Still getting chased in, gets the Undertow down, but Heaven Time not wanting to engage onto the turret. They know the dragon's up, they have it warded per se pretty well. And we'll see if Volper wants to push that objective or try to maybe push in for mid tier 1, as they're showing themselves pretty much at mid and bot.
Alright, so with that tower going down, that's going to give the Sightstone over to Lopali right now, and in turn he's going to sell his Greater Tome and pick up the Sweeping Lens. It's pretty much the standard for supports nowadays. Once you start to break laning phase, you're able to start roaming and warding, but the big key thing, I couldn't find my word for it last game, but grabbing the Sightstone is essentially the point in which you're going to eliminate the warding totem. There's really no need for it after that because you got plenty of wards already from that one item. Have 4 sitting in your pocket, have the use for a max of 3. This isn't quite like pre-season 4.
Yeah, kind of got caught out. We do see Heaven Time just gauging right on it in. The damage is going to be enough from the Ignite. Jackie going to burn that little spider lady down. And now we do have Jackie and everybody else as well, bro. Be able to pick up this dragon and drop him. And unfortunately, Viak going down. Easy dragon to boot. Giving the first one at about 13 minutes.
Wow. Law Pro seeing the little reticle for the Mega Inferno Bomb coming down, like, alright, hold damage for just a second. It's still early game Ziggs. He doesn't have much to offer quite yet, so the Mega Inferno Bomb is only going to do around 300. Dragon does have resistances tied into him, so it's not going to be the full damage. So there's really no worry of a steal. So once they backed off of that, it was, alright, turn back on it. We now know that Mega Inferno Bomb is down for about a minute or so. I think it's an 80, 90 second cooldown. 102 seconds. Close. Off by 12 seconds. But nonetheless, that should allow Heaven Time and Nijaki to apply a ton of pressure in the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see how Jackie and Heaven Time want to push that one in. And again, Jackie's just having this free time, refarming it up 116 to 113 comparably. But with the 2 kill difference, it's a bit amount of gold going back about 1,000 over the lane opponent at the moment.
Alright, so let's go back to the Malphite game, LoL Pro, between Lyon Gaming. Porky, I think he's played Renekton all 3 games now, if I'm correct. And he had a fantastic job against Haunster's Malphite. And that's because Malphite, mana base number 1, number 2, doesn't have quite as much regen. He doesn't have as much sustain. Even with health regen Quince and a Doran shield, there's just too much damage coming from Porky. Those low cooldowns in AoE fashion were just too much for that Malphite to handle, especially in the early game. But Haunster and Dr. Mundo, the passive combined with the Sunfire Cape and a Doran shield, and every now and then, I don't think he's really needed to use the sadism, besides when he died very early on in the game before he was level 6. Really tough to push out of lane, and right now, Heaven Time inching towards Porky right now.
There is a game that's possible right now, but we do see the turret going out over at mid as well. Tier 1 going to be down at bottom and mid. Porky waiting, chilling, thinking about engaging in on the Haunter full health. Probably not the smartest ideas. And we do see even Jackie wanting to run him up as well. Gets the light bind in, gets the Lucid Singularity as well. Axe is going to go down from Heaven Time. Now Jackie's going to hit
Whiffs.
the final spark. No, not going to hit it. And now the full-on dive is going to be enough. Oof. Damage going to be enough to pick up Haunter, not enough to pick it down. Great job by Ner'zhul coming off on the side and saving the life of Porky.
Right, but with all this going on, that was a pretty clutch lantern from Nezreal. But while this is all going on, we got a 3-man push going down the mid lane. LOD is simply pushing out the bot lane, so we have at least one response turret coming out from Lyon Gaming.
Wow, and Nerzel is actually still holding up a 2v1 over a top lane. LOH and Jackie could not actually push it all the way in just yet. Oh, but the turnaround Hans are going to be in. LOD looking for some blood, looking for some kills, but they could not catch up. Now the rotate coming in also as well. Yuri's still going to be able to get out of there with such charge, but the flash in. Seiya actually going to pick up the hit. And we do see the bomb Sparkadian on the Yuri. Now Seiya's going to back away, condemn off on the wall. Can they kite even more so? Seiya dead and gone. No problem for having time to throw one more axe. It's called a Broball.
Alright, so Lyon Gaming were looking very strong. They had that push going, almost managed to pick up 2 towers, but got a little too greedy. So it was what, 1 for nothing and a tower going LawPro's way. So 4,000 inching towards a 5,000 gold lead. LawPro though might be making the same mistake that Lyon Gaming just made.
Yeah, there's going to be damage coming out from Uri in just a second. Mega Death Rock, their bomb's going to hit in soon. LOD going to hit some damage on, but Uri going to get hit the Mega Inferno Bomb in the back. Take down 1. We do see Porky still trying to chain it in. A poke coming out, it is so immense. Jackie going to take it off the second kill. LOD is going to try to back out. We're going to see the kiting coming out. LOH going to get the flash out. And overall, just a 1-for-1 trade. A lot of damage on from the inhibitor turret, but enough damage done by LawPro.
Yeah, so this has kind of been an issue. I thought that teams kind of staved off these hyper-aggressive pushes. As we can see, it can be rather troublesome when he was like, all right, we got 1 tower and we killed 1 or 2 people, so let's go and push another. We got this. We've shown that we've had the damage. But at the same time, the champions that they're killing off, they have some gold in their pockets. They're picking up an item or 2, and then in turns, like, all right, let's re-engage and let their ultimates are down, go after them. And these little decisions are what in turn throw games, and it's not big throws as of yet, but it's starting to make an impact.
Yeah, throw for throw at the moment, everything tied in. We do see Hanser gonna get caught in. Great satchel charge to reposition Hanser. Hanser gonna go down. Porky gonna be able to pick up that kill.
Cooldown reduction on Renekton is such a huge damage stat, even though he doesn't have the Sunfire as of yet. Sunfire, people tend to think, all right, without the Sunfire, it's not going to be terribly effective, but 20% CDR, and I do believe Porky is also running the cooldown reduction mastery, so yes, sitting at 25% cooldown reduction, it will spam out those abilities that have fairly high base damage values. Tanks and bruisers alike, they tend to scale very well, especially around like 8, 9, 10, 11, right around there. It's when they tend to do the most burst damage. And that's why for a period, AP Amumu was so strong. You put a little bit of penetration on him, and he's just going to rack up kill after kill. But clearly Renekton's not Amumu, but it's the same comparison, the same idea behind it.
That's why you see a Gnosis a lot as well as the damage output just from tanky items. It's just ridiculous. And, well, Furious Sands or the Dominus being used, Porky will just do the damage as well as get into the back line, which is very needed, especially with Heaven Time, Lopali, and Haunter trying to play that tank defense line for both LG and Jackie.
So Dragon is live. Both teams are kind of posturing around there. Teleport is up for Haunter. My guess is LawPro is waiting for Haunter to push down this tower, and then they're going to try to make their big move. Lyon are trying to prevent that.
Yeah, and Porky gonna go in onto Jackie, gets the stun off, damage coming out from the Mega Inferno Bomb. Now the damage from the backline. You see the teleport coming in. Porky gonna get in and get Crescendo on, but only on 1 member. Does not matter. Nerzel gonna be the first one going down. You see the poke coming out from Ezreal, but Ezreal's coming in so late. And Lyon just gonna actually disengage. LD still wants to chase it down. Has the red buff. Can take out some more. Oh, 1 proc, 1 kill. LD gonna get in there, no problem. And that is 2 for 1 at the moment. I'm pretty sure they're going to disengage for Lyon at least. And the Dragon going to go over to LawPro.
Alright, so LOD picked up that Triforce, like I was talking about. It's a snowbally item for Ezreal, but you can see he's snowballing. He does not pick up a ton of kills, but just the sheer fact of being 30-40 farm above Seiya, at the same time picking up all these objectives, he is becoming quite tough to deal with.
He's also picking up a Bilgewater Cutlass, so he's going to be built into the Blade of the Rune King, which is pretty interesting. I mean, LD does play pretty aggressively. I won't say Suna status, but he plays pretty good. So diving in, getting some good damage, or just poking around, it's really enough for LD to try to win out the Ezreal.
Yeah, when he goes back to buy 1800 gold, that should be the completion of Blade of the Ruined King. He probably just sit on tier 1 boots for quite some time. I also wouldn't be shocked if he picked up the likes of Ionian Boots Lucidity, because he already has a substantial amount of attack speed between Trinity Force and Blade of the Ruined King, and then on top of that, landing a couple of Qs, he gets that stacking buff on his passive, which increases his attack speed even more. Lucidity Boots will decrease the cooldowns of his Q, allow him to toss out the on-hit effects of Blade of the Ruined King, because at the same time Mystic Shots do apply on-hit effects, which is why Trinity Force is oh so strong on an Ezreal.
Well, it's so strong indeed, and just keeping up the damage, that's what LD wants to do in this one. Need more the pseudo carry to keep up Pro at the moment. But you can't discount Jackie right now, 302, picking up a Rabadon Zeph Cap on top of the Fiend's Holy Grail. Doing quite a bit of damage and a lot of good poke from the backline, and again, I think this is Lyon Gaming's downfall, truthfully. They just let Jackie do what he wants, and LD, everybody, the rest of the crew, can just pick up on kills, pixels on deaths, as we do see right there. The yak going down without a cause right there. Great job at LD picking that one off on the side.
Pro going back to their strategy from game 1, staying as a group, slow pushing, putting Lyon on the back foot, kind of playing Lyon strategy against them. And it's working out, paying off in spades right now.
Yeah, as we do see the start up again, Ragnarok gonna be filled in, but Pro gonna be calculated in their risk. They're actually gonna back away from this one, even though they did take out the inhibitor turret, and technically one was about to run back up. They didn't want to play around with that one, so they're just gonna back away, take the gold, and push again onto this Lyon Gaming team.
Alright, so gold lead. I'd say 6.5, closing on 7,000 in favor of Pro. Another 1,000 or two, and this game could be getting close to unwinnable for Lyon Gaming, who had such a strong showing last night. They had a little bit of a hiccup in one of the games, but they're here playing tonight because they showed their strength, flexed their muscles pretty well. And their cohesiveness as a team in combination with their team comps is what won them their games last night. But
Yeah,
the only...
Go ahead, sir, go ahead.
I was going to say, the only thing is, they're letting their own strategy get the best of them. Pro are still leaning in with the slow push and allowing Haunter to pretty much do whatever he wants. I mean, not to be cliche with the Mundo goes where he pleases, but Lyon Gaming allowed Pro to have Haunter do a slow push, but wow! True Shot Barrage and a final spark out of Nijaki. Gonna clean up Nezreal, and this is going to be free inhibitor.
Possibly free inhibitor. We'll see if they want to engage in 4v5. It wouldn't be the smartest of ideas. Porky's gonna try to get in, and unfortunately that might have been the one. Oh, whip on the crescendo ult. Not gonna be enough. Heaven Time just trying to run in over there, trying to buy it if he wants to kill something. And is LD gonna be the one killing the first one? Yeah, gonna go repel away, gonna go jump onto Heaven Time and get away from this one. Now I'm thinking Pro can just take it with his inhibitor to actually disengage.
Now this is going to be tricky. With Pro being so low and pretty much all their cooldowns being blown, this leaves a window for Lyon Gaming to take Baron. If Lyon realizes that Pro pretty much have nothing, and at the same time Baron isn't warded, there's only one. There are a couple wards along the north side of the middle exit to Lyon Gaming's base, but oh no, Nezreal almost getting completely exterminated. The Ignite should do enough damage. Unstoppable Nijaki 5-0-4.
Bringing out the ace in the hole. Literally the ace being Lux, just sniping out people left and right. Jackie is going where he pleases as well, making sure he takes his victims. Every time Ner'zhul tries to get a soul, it's not going to be good for him this time.
Yeah, Thresh kind of baiting himself out with his own kit, not expecting the amount of wards, and also at the same time, who would ever expect Nijaki to linger around for so long? 2 pink wards in the pink bush. That's gonna take 10 auto attacks from Sona. You get to hear the spam out from Sona. Heaven Time gonna help us out so we don't get the rhythm in our ears.
But how can you hear the rhythm if you're mute? This is so much.
Wait.
Pally.
Oh wait, mute means you can't speak.
Alluding to some higher knowledge right there from Nubius right there. We're gonna have Lopali go and clear that wave, no problem for the 2 wards over there. And Seiya gonna get smacked right in the face, deleted off the map.
That's just insulting.
Gonna be taken away. Munda's still pushing over at bottom, and I think the ward coverage might have been enough for Lolpro. They're just gonna be pushing in for the win.
Yeah, they don't give a damn about Baron. Haunter just pushing in tower after tower after tower. I think that he's working on his 3rd now of the game. And so this is going to extend the tower lead to 4, 6-2 in favor of Lolpro. I don't know what more Lyon can do besides Lolpro pretty much whiffing all their ultimates and diving under 2 towers.
And Lolpro going to be able to push up an inhibitor, take it down no problem. Fiat going to try to start something up. Going to go repel over. He had the Mega Bomb hitting. Now you're going to see Seiya try to chase, and no, he's not going to go in. Now Porky in a little bit of side. Actually going to get off the side, and now we see Uri going to hit by Effective Cleaver. Maybe get out of there. Oof, Lantern going to be enough, but Fiat still taking the damage. It is a final spark. Going to be ending out Fiat's life. Having time, LD, having time. Trying to push in some more damage, and now we can see LD, everybody, the rest of the crew of Volpro pushing into the 2nd inhibitor, going down at 27 minutes into this game, 13-4. Volpro, although having probably a weaker early game, have just figured out Lyon through and through.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's simply because of 2 picks, the Mundo and the Sona. The Olaf definitely helped as well. Olaf and Mundo are the power picks at this point in time, and now a Dragon also going to go into the hands of Lolpro, extending their lead to over 12,500 gold. Once they go back and buy, I would almost foresee them trying to stall out like a Baron dance while the mid and bottom lanes push out. But at the same time, Seiya showing his face down there just outside of his own base in the bottom lane. This may be a sign for Lolpro to say, alright, let's go for it. They have no team fight. They know they have no team fight. Even when we're fighting under towers, we're still crushing them. So let's go take this objective and win.
Yeah, Baron could be the possibility. Middle inhibitor about to come back up for Mind Gaming, so they might want to wait off for that one, but getting 4th place in WCG, getting 1st in the last land. Mind Gaming just not doing the best right now. Maybe they can come back with a big throw, or maybe a Baron take could be a big thing for Lyon, but right now Lolpro, like you said, slow pushing, just choking at the life of the Lyon and making sure that they can get every opportunistic kill.
Uh-oh, Olaf is nowhere to be found. He's hovering on the Baron area. Meanwhile, we got 4 members of Lolpro trying to steal away Thayak's blue buff. I think that they're a little bitter after Thayak took away like 6 buffs from Lolpro in Game 2.
Didn't actually get that one over there, and now we can see Haunter going to start up the engage. Gonna get hit on the Fiak. Fiak gonna go repel in. Can he get out? Gonna go off on the back line, but he's gonna get picked off from. And it's a shot from the LOD. We do see all the minions just piling in right now, so that means middle inhibitor going to go down pretty easily for Volpro at the moment. Can they keep it up? That's going to be the question. LOD, Haunter, Jackie. They're going to just try to poke in, trying to get into the finals, and no, they want to back away from this one.
Volpro should have consulted their doctor, wanting to keep this one up, but it appears that pushing down that inhibitor once more, dropping pink ward after pink ward, they're going to realize that there's really no vision for Lyon Gaming besides in the Baron Pit. There goes the last ward in that whole area, so they should absolutely melt this Baron without much of an issue. Heaven Time, LOD, and Lolpal, you're just going to work on this. Haunts are going to toss a couple cleavers over, but Nijaki waiting in the wings, trying to catch someone.
Hit out on the Porky. Porky going to take a tremendous amount of damage. Having pop Dominus to get out of there. Effect the cleaver over the wall, hit over to Baron. Blue team going to take over the Baron, no problem. Lolpro going to try to engage this one, and Narzul going to be deleted off the map. LOD going to be able to pick up the first kill, and I don't think there's actually going to be any more. We do see Lolpro just slowly trying to pick off each and every time, and it's been working out so well for them into this game and the first game as well. Lolpro just looking to get that victory dance in fountain in just a few seconds. They push up on the tier 2 turret, and now going to try to push into the last inhibitor turret.
Patience is a virtue, and the North American teams are finally starting to realize it. But the only thing is, it took two foreign teams, Lyon and Quantic, for them to realize this situation. Now, oh man, Seiya flashing into the final spark, thinking he was going to get away, but geometry too strong.
And as we see everything else being too strong for Lyon Gaming, they're just gonna depth to defeat. GG's gonna be coming out, and we do see, well, Volpro taken out, and we're gonna go on to the finals to face off against Curse Academy.
Some tremendous games coming out, but